Hi, everyone, and welcome back to, I'm not going to say my junk journal because I'm not going into my usual junk journal, but welcome back to my junk journaling. This particular junk journal is going to be very, very, very therapeutic for me, and I hope by me going through this process, it will again in turn help somebody else who might be going through what I'm going through right now. I know most of you know that I have some health issues, but I mean, I cope with them. I have lupus and chronic pain disorder. But just after my craft sale, actually on the morning of my birthday, I woke up with the most excruciating pain in my left jaw and my face. It was horrible. Nothing would touch it. Went to the emergency, went to my doctor, no matter what kind of narcotics they gave me, nothing would touch. Went to the dentist, he checked to see if my teeth were okay, they were fine. So then they sent me to the emergency at the University Hospital, to the emergency neurology clinic so they could have a look. So to make a long story short, I had an emergency MRI, so we're waiting on the results of that. So that can be very struggling, as you know, plus the pain. So now I'm on anti-seizure medication on top of all the other crap I was taking. So I have been really down in the dumps, not only physically feeling crappy, but emotionally and mentally I just have been feeling awful. And I thought, I really need my online friends. I'm feeling what I'm feeling, and I'm being true to how I'm feeling. So I got a beautiful book from Christina Betts. Oh, I'll get it after because I don't want it to get covered in paint. But it's all about healing, and I'd seen the book before, but you know how sometimes you see a book, but sometimes it speaks to you when you're really in that. And there was a woman, all these different people had different health issues. Some had fibromyalgia, lupus, whatever. And they'd made journals just to keep with them at all times, little journals. So I looked through my stash and I came across this index card. This piece is vinyl, as is the back, and it's already punched and everything. So I went through playing all of my favorite songs. I usually play Yolanda Adams gospel music or CC or BB Winan gospel music, and it actually makes me cry. So I've been crying and creating, but I find that healthy kind of tears, you know. So I created all those pages. I'll put the link to the down bar in the down bar so you can see what I'm talking about. You see this mat, the mess that it's in? Well, you just kind of put paints all over it, and you take a roller and you roll over top, and you get all these beautiful, look at these background prints. So there's some drawing here on the floor if you can see them all. I know it's going to be hard to see. I'll move my chair. Look at that one. So what I'm going to do is trim them all up and make the pages, cover these pages with these really cool prints. I love this one because there's a bird on there, and there was a line in the song about the bird. And oh, I just love, you can see the shape of the bird. I'm going to outline it when it dries in black Sharpie. So that's what I'm doing. I find this very therapeutic. For me, I like to close myself up in my room and just make a big, huge mess and talk to my friends, you guys. So I'm going to carry on with this, and I'll be back once I've got some pages created in this. There is no way I'm going to get this entire journal done, but I'm at least going to get it covered and started, and just give you an idea, because I know I'm not the only person that is going through this. I went to see my lupus doctor on Thursday, and he just held my hand, and he says, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I thought he was going to pull into, what's her name, Kelly Clarkson number. But he really meant it, because that man has been through hell and back, believe you me, with his health. And here he is, a practicing doctor. So I knew he truly had empathy for what I was going through, and it really truly meant so much to me. So, and he's so true. If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. So you just gotta, you know, You're shattered, but you're not broken. So I'll be back when I get these pages all glued in and I wash my hands. Although, oh, this feels so good to do this. I've just been walking around, pining around my house, and oh, this is the best medicine I could have ever done. So if anybody's going through this, trust me, this is such a good therapeutic process. Just make a big mess, cry, put on your favorite tunes, and you'll feel a million times better. So I'll be back once I've sized down. I think these are 4x6. I've sized down as much of the usable papers that I can use and glue them in my book. Hi everyone, it's been a couple of hours since I last spoke to you when I was madly painting all my papers, and so here's one left, oops, that I'm going to use for another project that I have to do tomorrow. But this was the most amazing project. I feel like divine intervention was helping me finish this. I cannot believe I finished as much as I did. But first, before I show you what I got done, I wanted to show you the book that inspired me. It was this Art Journals Creative Healing, Restoring the Spirit Through Self-Expression. And so, like I said, I'd seen this book many times before, but there was just at the back here, where is it? Oh, this journey of hope that this woman had made. And every time she took it to the doctor, she just wrote little notes and stuff and had it all ready. And just kind of had this in her purse and just jotted down or kept it beside her bed. And there was another woman who found out that she had, where is it? I think she had fibromyalgia, but anyway, I can't find her story, but it was the same type of thing, journals that they just keep near them, and I really need that right now. I really, really do. I need to have just a separate kind of thing just for this. I used to have a pain journal, and I used to use it quite a bit, and I found it quite helpful, and it was made from an old phone book, and that was me, and that was the guy following me around with my pain. And then, you know, just as the more I did this, the more I felt I didn't need to do it anymore. Medicines and bad medicines and stuff like that. See, good and bad medicine, and friends and hugs, and then I just felt like I was better, so I didn't need to do this anymore. But now with this new wrench thrown into the mix, you know, sometimes it just, you need a little bit of time to process, and then you got to pull up your socks and move on. And like my doctor said, whatever, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and he's so true. So I wanted to show you the technique that I use, like that Jenny Belly had used. Now, she had different mats. I found these ones at the dollar store, and this is the exact one I was working on, and believe you me, it was a mess, and it cleaned up so nice. And there are 4 of them for $2, and they said they are flexible cutting mats. And what you do is you just put your paint or your medium or whatever you want down here, and you mix it all up. And again, I'll put her video in the down bar how she described it. But what I did is just put different paints down here, and then I took some of those dots, I forget what they're called, you know, these guys, I forget what it's called, but I place it down there and dump paint on top, and then just take a brayer and roll your paper over, and then take it off and press this onto paper. Like, you're just playing, and whatever you come out with, that's what you come out with. So I ended up making enough pages to finish my journal, and I titled it very simply, Still I Rise. This is one song by Yolanda Adams that moves me to the core of my soul. It speaks to me, she speaks to me, and I don't know. So I need to put that there. Excuse the paint on my fingers. The cover is just the start of one of those recyclable journals made from cereal boxes. So it was already started and it had text already on it. So I just put, weightened it up a little bit and then just added these on. And then I'll show you how some of these pages turned out. So because these index cards are lined, I wanted to keep the lined pages obviously for journaling. So every other page has, as you can see, has my interesting paper. But every page is I'm just flipping through whole bunches of them at a time. Has got all that wonderful, wonderful paper. Even this one has texture on it because I added papers on top. It's just amazing how it turned out. Like usually the format is blank paper, then create your journal. But this way, I've created my whole journal. So all I need to take with me is a pen and a pencil or a pencil and just start. It's hard with one hand to do anything, as you know. And just throw this in my purse, and when I'm sitting at the doctor, I can be writing in thoughts or concerns or worries. Like when I was waiting for my MRI for my brain yesterday, first of all, I hate MRIs on my head. I've had them on my spine before, but oh, I hate them. I'm so claustrophobic. So they had given me a sedative to take, which was nice. But, I was still kind of worried. Plus, worrying about what the results will be. What I have, the diagnosis, it's called trigeminal neuralgia, and it has to do with pain that comes from the very base of the brain, and sometimes it can be a cluster of blood vessels that are causing it, sometimes it can be a small tumor, or sometimes they just can't find a cause for it, and so the only medicine, like I said, that gets rid of it is anti-seizure medication. So, I was worried about what is it going to be and what are the results and all that. But you know what? It's like whatever it is, and you deal with it, right? That's all I'm going to do. I feel so much better after making my little book. I can't even begin to tell you. This was just therapeutic. I feel so good. So anyway, I want you guys to give this a try. So I'm going to continue on in this little journal. And so whenever I have cause to write or create or add tabs or flaps or whatever, I will come back. I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not the only person that's going through some difficulty right now and is feeling alone. And that's the only reason I came on YouTube. It was to share with others that I know are going through this. Maybe it's not you yourself, but maybe it's a loved one that's going through some news that you don't know what it's going to be, or some illness that's, gotten to them. So we can do this together. We can still rise together. Still we rise, right? I'm also going to put the song to this in the down bar so you can listen to Yolanda Adams singing it. Most moving song you'll ever hear. And I'm going to store my little journal in this beautiful handmade bag that Christina Bet, she had me for Secret Santa on Your Paper Pantry. And it's a cloth. Look at the back of this. It just reminds me of an old wedding dress. Look at all the buttons. Isn't this beautiful? So I'm going to keep my little journal inside of this bag. And it says, the best gifts are tied with heartstrings. Isn't that pretty? So that's going to be kept in there, and it'll be with me all the time. So thank you, Christina. And thank you, everyone, for listening to me and listening to me whine and so on and so forth. And like I said, we'll get through all these hardships together. And we'll just keep on chugging forward. And I'll see you next time, and thanks a lot for watching. Bye.